Assalamu alaikum. Today on Nuran Academy, we discuss the birth of cryptography and the Muslim scholar who pioneered it. If you benefit, please support by subscribing and sharing as a sadaqah.
You know, when we think about history, we often picture great armies and famous battles. But the real decider of wars, the thing that could truly make or break an empire, wasn't just the sword. It was information. Being able to send a secret message, one that only your side could understand, that was the ultimate weapon.
For centuries, a single broken code could lead to a fallen city. It was that serious. But what if someone could figure out a way to read the unreadable? Well, over 1,000 years ago, right in the heart of the Islamic Golden Age, a Muslim scholar did exactly that, and he changed the world forever.
So, to really get what happened, you have to understand the world back then. It was filled with hidden messages. Rulers and generals were constantly sending letters and codes that they thought were completely unbreakable, but they all shared a massive, fatal flaw.
You see, their codes were based on clever tricks and a lot of guesswork. It wasn't really a science yet. The whole field of cryptography was more of an art form, something done in the shadows. What the world needed wasn't just a key for one specific message, but a master key for all of them.
And that master key was about to be forged in the most intellectually vibrant city on earth, Baghdad. It was here, in places like the legendary House of Wisdom, that our hero, Al-Kindi, comes into the picture.
Now, Al-Kindi wasn't just some codebreaker. This man was a polymath, a true genius. He was a philosopher thinking about the biggest questions of existence, a mathematician who saw patterns in everything, a linguist who knew the deep structure of language, and a scientist who observed the world with incredible detail. And it was this unique mix of skills that set the stage for his incredible discovery.
Al-Kindi started with a question so simple yet so revolutionary that it threatened the entire world of secret codes. He wondered, what if all that chaos in a coded message is just an illusion? What if underneath it all there's a hidden order, a pattern, just waiting to be found?
Now, for Al-Kindi, this wasn't just a random thought. It came directly from his faith. He believed that Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala, created the entire universe with a perfect, logical order. So it just made sense to him that language, this incredible gift from God, must also have some kind of hidden mathematical structure.
And by applying that principle from his faith to this very practical problem of secret codes, he had a breakthrough that would echo through the centuries. He found the key.
He called his invention frequency analysis, and it's a beautiful idea, really. He noticed that every language has its own unique rhythm, kind of like a fingerprint. Certain letters just show up way more often than others. You know how in English the letter E is everywhere? Well, in Arabic, it's Aleph. That predictable pattern, that was the secret weakness in every single code.
So how does it work? It's actually a pretty clear mathematical process. First, you take a normal, long piece of text in that language, and you just count how many times each letter appears. That gives you your baseline. Second, you take the secret message and count how many times each weird symbol appears. And finally, you just match them up. The symbol that shows up the most in the secret message, it's probably the most common letter in that language. It's systematic, it's scientific, and it just works.
And with that one single idea, Al-Kindi turned cryptography from a guessing game into a real science, one based in linguistics and statistics. Suddenly, the whole idea of an unbreakable code was just gone, a myth. And this kicked off a kind of intellectual arms race between the people making codes and the people breaking them, a battle of minds that is still going on right now.
Now, all of this might sound like something out of a history book, but I promise you, Al-Kindi's legacy is in your pocket right now. It's in the computer on your desk. His work is the literal foundation of our modern digital security.
Think about it. The fundamental problems are exactly the same. They've just changed shape. He was helping secure military ciphers. We're securing online bank transfers. He protected messages between kings. We're protecting our chats on WhatsApp. The need to keep secrets safe? That's timeless.
And the scale of this today is just immense. The basic idea that Al-Kindi pioneered, using math to analyze and secure information, is now protecting everything. It's our money, our government secrets, our private conversations, even our health records. His intellectual inheritance is basically protecting modern civilization.
But to really truly understand a mind like Al-Kindi's, we have to ask why. What was driving him? Because it wasn't about getting rich or famous. For him, seeking knowledge was a sacred duty. a trust given to him by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This quote from him says it all, doesn't it? We should not be ashamed to acknowledge truth from whatever source it comes. He believed truth is truth, period. So for him, studying logic or math wasn't separate from his faith. It was a way of getting closer to understanding the absolute perfection of Allah's creation. For Al-Kindi, thinking deeply was an act of worship.
And his work is the perfect example of a core principle in Islam. You see, intelligence without faith, without ethics, can just become a tool for deception. But, on the other hand, faith without intelligence, without striving to understand the world, can become weak. Islam doesn't ask you to choose. It demands both, working together in perfect balance.
And this brings us right here, to today. This is a message for you, especially for the youth. We live in an incredibly complex world of data, algorithms, and digital everything. Your ancestors, people like Al-Kindi, they didn't run away from complexity. They ran towards it. They studied it, they mastered it, and they did it all while holding tight to their faith. Your mind is an amazing gift. Use it with purpose.
Al-Kindi saw patterns where everyone else just saw noise. He turned secrets into a science, and in doing so, he helped protect entire civilizations. So, the final question really isn't about him. It's about you. If a scholar from over 1,000 years ago could master the hidden patterns of his time, what complex problem will you solve now?
Presented and created by Neuron Studio.